In fact, I was maybe told not to welcome it when I did, which was 2 years ago, when I was thinking of doing Mirzapur, and so many so many good talented people, filmmakers, they said don't do this. This is something that will come later. Shashi Kapoor Sahab was the first international like star, who
Yes.
did movies outside. Om Puri Sahab, there was Saeed Jafri, there was you know matlab, it's endless. But we don't, obviously over time we haven't championed them enough. Irfan Bhai was one of the last ones. I have been in those stages in my life where people would get up and say, अरे but आप तो यही टाइप के रोल कर रहे हो, या आप इसी टाइप के कर रहे हो, उसी टाइप के कर रहे हो, ये सीन ना सर आप ऐसा इनकी तरह करो ना, तो आप बेटर करोगे. तो मैंने कहा फिर उसी को लो. So I really like, I to walked out. I was very, I was also stupid and naive, and I've lost a lot of projects because I used to insist on scripts, or I used to insist on just basic stuff. Definitely not in something with, two zeros and two twos. So we'll probably wait for the next year. Men are, can be feminists and strong ones at the same time. We
True.
support. We just want to be there.
He's an actor of caliber. He's an actor of substance, and he's an actor who deserves much more than what he's got. And that's my personal view on Ali Fazal. He's joining us for a conversation only on Think Villa. How are you?
Hi, Nandu. I'm good. Hanging in there, looking forward to Mirzapur and a whole lot of other stuff. But aisa.
As an actor, a lot of people go through a lot of struggle and rejection. How do you look back at your time when you started off, and that time you didn't know what to do? Were you clueless at any point?
I think for the most part of it, I was very very clueless. I was very naive, man. When I did Three Idiots and all, like I was in college. I was busy faffing around and playing matlab, sports, still trying to gauge Bombay and Xavier's and all that, and I was studying, doing economics. um, but yeah, slowly I started learning how it works, how cinema works. I started reading a lot because I never got to study acting or film. So um, so yeah, it's been a slow learning curve for me. Of course, in the middle, I've been part of so many films that have tanked, and not so many, but I said some. And then there was Fukre, and of course, then sort of my time got divided with with my Western stints. So that's been an interesting eye opener to world cinema, and to be able to learn from some very interesting filmmakers.
Mirzapur has completely changed the way people look at web. There was a point when big actors, I have interviewed so many who said that it's not the right time for us to do web. We want to still do films and then see how it pans out. Today, there's a digital renaissance in a lot more ways than we can imagine. Not just because of COVID, I'm saying pre-COVID too. How do you think that changed? How do you take up to that change?
Oh, I mean, I welcome it. I think, in fact, I was maybe told not to welcome it when I did, which was 2 years ago, when I was thinking of doing Mirzapur, and so many so many good talented people, filmmakers, they said don't do this. This is something that will come later, and whatever. And I just had a gut instinct. I was glad I could be part of something that I um, we actors, we are, and I'm not just talking about myself, but so many of my colleagues, I feel that they're so, we're waiting, because there are worlds and universes inside us that are still undiscovered. So
Untapped,
when you
yeah.
yeah, and when you get a chance, it's an actor's dream to do that. um i I'm glad, I'm happy that I could bring something to the table, and hope I can continue to do that. But it's a lot of, also it's the first time I did a web, an OTT show, and it's a lot of commitment. I mean,
It
after a
is.
point you're like abhi bas kar, aisa teen filmen you're shooting back to back. It's taxing.
But the way Mirzapur has worked out and how much love it has got when it released, I think that validates all kind of hard work and schedules and everything. Coming back with a season 2 can be more challenging. There are a lot of web series which have been really loved in the first season, and the second season people have really felt, and maybe the actors also felt that they couldn't do justice to the beauty of the part 1. um How do you see that? Is there a pressure on that front?
Oh yeah, there'll always be, right? Like we're always competing with somebody or the other because you're a pause button away from rejection, right? Yeah, essentially. So the next show next to you on that icon could be, your destruction. So I think that's fine. We've of course we've garnered a lot of love and a lot of support from the fans, and hoping that there are more people who get attached to this show. But I won't contest that, man. There's some great shows out there. Like maybe we might fall short on a lot of things, but I think I'm proud of it because there's a lot of heart in Mirzapur, and I think it's got that world is very interesting.
True.
And once you buy into that world, I think it's like this filmmaker in the West, John Cassavetes. I can never pronounce his name. He used to fund his own films, and he made some really great noir films. And he used to be like, I'm obsessed with love. तो मैं ना love की कहानियां सुनाऊंगा. People who are looking for everything else in my movies, they will hate it. They'll find all the other problems and this and that and blah blah blah. I'm not trying to be cocky about it, but yeah, it has opened a very interesting. It's like the love you give Game of Thrones, right? It's just a very different kind of a genre. Again, I'm not trying to compare, but I'm just saying ki, wo hai.
When the trailer of your international project released, if you notice or if you've known, there is a group of journalists who had put out an entire story for you, which was basically about how that trailer was,
right? The hit and miss stuff, right? You're talking about.
Yeah, and that film that was not given the amount of viewership that it deserves. Does that pinch you ever? Because we are in a state where we say that we need to promote more talent, and then a trailer doesn't get so many views. We stood up for that.
No, I think it's, in fact, I was very overwhelmed after that, because the trailer did get a lot of love, and we got a lot of love from everybody in Bollywood and the film fraternity and everything. But that's the part, like, it doesn't affect me because I feel like it's so damn small. Like, this is the shit that keeps us from growing. We're on a world stage right now. We're talking, in the same breath, we've got a film like The Disciple that's just won the Venice Film Festival. It might go to the Oscars. We've produced great cinema in the past. We are now finally coming out with great content. When I work there, I'm interacting with not just actors. I'm interacting with individuals. I'm interacting with ideologies. I'm interacting with personalities and press and the journalists. So we're talking smart journalism. We're talking futuristic thinking. We're talking solutions. We're not this little name calling and this little picking. It's small game. So I just feel sad. I almost want to go and hug them. And I don't blame them is because unfortunately we have in the past had blink and miss roles for Indians, right? So that's all we know. तो हम डर के हम यही बोल देते हैं कि यही होगा, है ना, यही होगा. तो इसलिए people used to keep telling me, why don't you promote Fast and Furious? I said, no, we will not promote it. The work will promote it. मुझे ढिंडोरा नहीं पीटना है. कल को कोई एडिट हो गया और या कुछ कम हो गया तो ये होता है. So why? I think that's another market. There's another sensibility out there. I'm not competing for validation from certain sections. If you like the work, you like it. If you don't like it also, I'm actually going to listen to you. But this little nitpicking needs to just get a life, man. Seriously. Like, if I could just tell them, like, I'll sit and watch. I'll give you free subscriptions or something.
For the longest time, we felt, Indians actually felt that blood and gore cannot make for commercial cinema. And when we talk about web series or cinema, I think the amount of normalization that we have done with violence in terms of acceptance, I'm not saying like, oh, why are we showing it? But I think that the audience was not even willing to accept it at a point because it was not offered to them at all. Today, with shows like Sacred Games and Mirzapur doing so well, and actually they're the most talked about shows among the plethora of shows that we have and the genres that they come on. Do you feel that there's an audience which is lurking behind, and maybe more and more films and cinema can also be made on such subjects?
Oh yeah. I mean, the canvas just got bigger, right? Like, and the level playing field, it got equal, and it got. I think it's a great time for writers and directors, and I think this is that their domain where they can really push the bar and go out there. Today, sorry, I'm going to keep saying this, and I haven't even messaged the person that I'm talking about, but Arjun's got nominated for the Emmys, and for Made in Heaven, and this is a result of these risks, right? um, and when was the last time Indian film industry took those risks? Back in the 50s and the 60s.
Yes.
We took those risks. We've been to the Cannes Film Festival. We've won shit, man. We've been international. Shashi Kapoor Saab was the first international star,
Yes.
who did movies outside. Om Puri Sahab. There was Saeed Jafri. There was you know matlab, it's endless. But we don't, obviously, over time we haven't championed them enough. Irfan Bhai was one of the last ones. um, so वो है वो I think धीरे धीरे बनेगा. I think it needs to. And the next 1 year itself, you'll see a big influx of, or rather outflux of Indian actors being part of a lot of international projects.
For the longest time, I have spoken to actors who have been categorized into certain categories. TV actor, web actor, film actor, theater actor. Today, do you feel happy that you reached a place where people just call you an actor? You are an international star, you are an Indian actor, you are acting in web series, you are acting in a film, and leading them with equal gusto, right? So, do you feel happy just being called an actor?
I'm very happy that you're using very, very generous words right now, and you're giving
But
me
I
this.
mean it because I genuinely feel happy for you.
That's very kind. Thank you. Thank you. I do. It's actually, I never thought of that. I know that I have been in those stages in my life where people would get up and say, "अरे but आप तो यही type के role कर रहे हो, या आप इसी type पे कर रहे हो, उसी type पे कर रहे हो." So yes, I think it's. I mean, now that you say it, it's just like, yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be called an actor.
Do you remember the meanest thing said to you during auditions? Like during audition, it can be really tough for actors who are like in that struggling phase.
Somebody told me to act like an actor in an audition. So imagine some other actor who sorry, I won't take his name. He's a good actor, but you don't do that, man. ये सीन ना सर, आप ऐसा इनकी तरह करो ना तो आप बेटर करोगे. तो मैंने कहा फिर उसी को लो. So I walked out. I was also stupid and naive, and I've lost a lot of projects because I used to insist on scripts, or I used to insist on just basic stuff, which I learned later कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं करते हैं. तो आप प्रोड्यूसर से जाके ऐसा बड़े प्रोड्यूसर से ये नहीं बोल सकते कि सर स्क्रिप्ट कहाँ है. But no, times have changed now. I think people are understanding the essence and the importance of technicians in our industry. But yeah, hell yeah, I've lost a lot of parts that that have turned into some really nice films over the period. Some haven't worked out because of dates or whatever of late. But even now that happens. I think we are vulnerable people by nature. We are made vulnerable because every movie that we get is like a promotion in a company, and every movie we lose is like losing a job. Now imagine you multiply that into 100 almost every year, or whatever, for different people. So we have to constantly battle that jolting, like somebody's just and keep a good face up, and present, and of course still have a voice.
Listen, this COVID has affected your life in much more ways than it has affected ours, clearly, because your wedding has been pushed. So is there a plan? How are you planning to do that? Is there a plan? Have you discussed it with Richa? What have you guys decided?
I don't know, but definitely not in something with 2 zeros and 2 twos. So we'll probably wait for the next year. This year's, I think the only good thing that I can see this year is Mirzapur coming, and at least there'll be something for people to keep them away from all the toxicity on social media and all the hate and everything. But yeah, definitely not. Maybe, I don't know.
And lastly, I've always known you and Richa as strong voices in the industry. Recently, there was something which happened with Richa where her name was dragged into a particular incident which shouldn't have happened, and you spoke up for her. Being a partner, how difficult was it for you to, anchor her through it? Because I know her. If something would have happened to her, she would have ideally come and spoken out, because she's done that in a segment that we did for with her. So it puts an entire movement that has been spearheaded by strong voices and women completely on the back foot.
Yeah, no, I'm just glad that men can be feminists and strong ones at the same time. We
True.
support. We just want to be there and hope that the society is just getting shaped into something better, something positive. So hell yeah, man, we're gonna be there, and we'll try and be there for everybody. Richa is close to me, and of course I will at least try my best to be there.
Thank you so much, and I hope you go places. And I tell this to people I love, that you go places and you take us along with you. So I'll say the same to you. And all the best.
I'd give you a big hug, but yeah.
Big hug, virtual one.